Educating the Amazonians. Dear Amazonians, your revolution, our revolution, is a microcosm of every revolution that has occurred, occurring, and shall occur in the world. In fact, what I mean here is that everything that has taken place in every revolution around the world is definitely going to occur in the Amazonian revolution. When you look at the Amazonian revolution, do not be surprised because that is exactly what a revolution looks like. There are always revolutions within a revolution because the enemy never sleeps. So, when you look at what is happening in the Amazonian revolution, you start feeling discouraged. It is your problem. Yeah, if you are a genuine fighter in whatever nature you are fighting, for the genuine restoration of the independence of Southern Cameroon's Amazonia, never be discouraged because this is exactly what has happened with every revolution around the world. This is what is happening with every revolution around the world, and this is what shall happen with every revolution around the world. It is for obvious reasons, and the reasons are so many. Number one, there are people who, from the initial point of every revolution, including Amazonia revolution, are spies. They came into the revolution singing the songs of the revolution. Meanwhile, in reality, they have been appointed by the enemy to do such things. Follow them and you'll be waylaid. You'll be waylaid to the enemy's camp. That's exactly what is happening in the Amazonian revolution. We have started hearing some of them calling federation, calling confederation, calling whatever, a special status. These are people who, from the initial point of view, were never in the revolution. Now, don't be surprised. Let me give you a concrete example. In the East Timorese War of the Liberation, there were people there who equally worked for the retrogression of the progress of the East Timorese independence. The retrogression of the progression of the East Timorese independence. These people included, as history holds, Eurico Guterres, Domingo Suarez, and Joao Tavares. At every moment, while they sing or they sang the song about the independence of East Timor, they were in the dark, eliminating the fighters that were yearning for the independence of East Timor. And that's exactly what is happening in the Amazonian revolution. Did that stop the independence of East Timor? No. Will your elimination of Amazonian fighters, ASAs, while using the name Amazonia, will stop the Amazonian independence restoration? No, it will not stop. We will go ahead. Amazonians will be, Amazonia will be, and Amazonians will be. Number two, there are some people who come into a revolution hoping that the revolution will be accomplished the next day and they will have possessions. They will achieve their personal goals. But when the revolution drags on and on, they become tired and they give up. Time factor plays a lot. in everything, including the Amazonian revolution. And it has always been like this, and it shall be in every revolution. People will come in hoping that, or believing that, in fact, steaming with hot blood, hoping that the revolution will end the next day. And there will be ministers, there will be the presidents, or the whatever position, governors, or whatever. But when it keeps on dragging on and on, even though the Amazonian revolution is just entering its 9th year, people will become tired. Some people become tired because they were not genuinely hoping to see anything from the beginning to the end. They were hoping that it will end the next day. That's why they become tired and they give up. Yeah, it has happened with so many revolutions in the world. But the question of Southern Cameroon versus La République du Cameroon is always a special one. People are quick to be tired. That is it. Number 3, there are some people who will work retrogressively against the independence restoration of Amazonia because they have personal goals, personal economic advantages, political and economic advantages in the enemy's camp. Imagine somebody, they say he is 89 years old, Cavalier who cannot talk. He's the speaker of the. But he sits there to kill the Amazonians and supporting Paul Biya. Take somebody from Amazonia, like Jan Philemon, and they say he is 78 or 70, whatever years old. But before you talk about his year, listen, I wrote his name as a student. As a student in secondary school, in my civics exams as Minister of Justice, before he ever became La République or One Cameroon ambassador to the to Canada. But you can hear him today, whether they say he's 78 or whatever, saying that, leading a march across the Amazonia, opting that a 93-year-old nonagenarian, a 93-year-old nonagenarian should become the president of one and indivisible Cameroon again. He has failed, or he has vowed that there will be no Amazonia. Guess why? Because of his personal goals, personal interests, his political and economic goals that he's harvesting from La République du Cameroon. Otherwise, no one can be doing that. Nobody can be doing that. Yeah. Another factor that plays to bring a situation like the one we are witnessing in Amazonia, in every revolution, including Amazonia, is financial insolvency. By financial insolvency here, I mean a situation of poverty. You know, the first thing that the enemy does to you is to empty your pocket. When your pocket is emptied, that is when they come for you. So when they got Amazonia, when they got Southern Cameroons in a federation, they reduced them to nothing economically and financially. What they made, they swept everything. And the institutions that they made, they destroyed it. The financial capability of Southern Cameroon, they swindled it, leaving them empty pockets. The whole thing is that when they begin anything, those miscreants amongst them, they will select them. and give whatever they give. They become kings because of financial power. Lack of financial power is what will kill them. They will think about themselves. They will now start fighting for themselves. And when you start fighting for yourself, looking for what you will eat the next day, rather than thinking of how to get your independence, that is when you will be subdued. There are some people who, for lack of money, have been contacted in the Amazonian revolution to give up for money, and they have given up. So when you look at them, you think that they are fighting for the Amazonians. They are no more fighting for the Amazonians. They are fighting for themselves, and they're fighting for the enemy. That is why you find the revolution the way it is going. Meanwhile, there are some people, that's the next point. Meanwhile, there are some people who just feel that the status quo is okay, but they don't feel it like that because of anything. They feel that because of fear, that they may be the next target. They don't even know that even in the absence of anything, they'll be killed. They'll be eliminated. So that's why they say, oh, no, let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. They are fearing the unknown. They don't know what is going to happen the next day. Let me take us to George Orwell's novel. There is this revolution in, what's the novel again? Animal Farm. And then there is this character in Animal Farm known as Molly, the goat. The goat is asking, shall there still be sugar after the revolution? This is exactly what some of the people are asking in the Amazonian revolution. You know, there are some people who actually were trained as teachers from Amazonia. Now, none of them has ever entered the classroom. What are they doing? Chasing documents, because they have discovered that documents give them much money than any other thing. But mind you, they still go and collect their salaries by the end of the month. That's fraud, right? Good. So they're asking, shall the Amazonian government create these loopholes where we will not be working but collecting money while just moving around the corridors of all ministries in Buea and collecting money? If not, then let it get lost. I want to enjoy my life right now. So these people, they will pass for Amazonians. They will pass for people working for the liberation of Amazonia. Meanwhile, they are going about collecting money from the enemy and trying to influence the boys on the ground, the fighters on the ground. That's why you see the way it is. That's it. Apart from this, there are people who sit down there and ask, if I leave La République du Cameroon as a parliamentarian, as a senator, as a minister, what will I be working to earn money? What will I be working to feed my family? What is going to be my job? Where will I stay when they have not come for me? And so what these people do is that from their position, they don't resign, and they will never resign, but will not get those benefits for nothing, because they will ask them, this is your job, this is what you are supposed to do. You take this money, you get down there, and you confuse the people, recruit them, make some of the boys fight against themselves. You stand this way, you stand this way, tell them this, tell this your group this way, tell this your group this way. The same like those people who call themselves in Amazonia revolutionary leaders. They say, hey, you stand here, you stand here, you stand here. Then provoke this scene, the clash. Why they're clashing? Either La Republic comes in to eliminate them both, or they will eliminate themselves. You know what? It is said that when two elephants fight, the ground suffers. The grass suffers. So as they're fighting, the ground suffers. The common people are those to suffer. That is it. Also, when two deers lock horns, they start fighting. What happens is that the cheetah comes from behind. The tiger comes from behind. The lion comes from behind. If they're not careful, they pick all of them. So whoever kills a fighter because he has been set up to kill him knows that his own days are numbered. The same person who sent you is the same to kill that other one. Is the same person who will send you to go and collect something there, and you'll be gone. These, among many, are the reasons why you will sit and find a revolution behaving as if it is in a state of confusion. It's because people need money. It's because people were never there. It is because people are tired. It is because the enemy knows that if I drag on and on, they will start falling apart. And then a tussle for power being the last one and not the least. A tussle for power. Some people just sit and say, wow, why is this man the one to lead? Why is this man the one to lead? Why is this one the one to lead? Instead of waiting patiently, waiting patiently to see how it will end so that they can sit down for real elections, they are questioning who appointed him, who elected him. In a revolution starts in a single mind. And the people to elect their leader is always the close circle that he has, in fact, been living in. Those are the people who will embrace, accept the revolution from the beginning, and they will pick up from there before it starts spreading. Do not ask who voted somebody in an election. Such questions are always coming from the enemy. Share this video to whoever wants to listen and watch. Thank you.